Welcome, everyone. This is a new season of talking about family business, and the issues around family office. And today, I want to talk about something which I think is very much misaligned by a lot of people in terms of understanding the concept and the idea. And the idea is what is a family office? Because most people think along the family offices and they think along of just the investment aspect, and they don't think of it as far as an overall job within within a family office is to take care of the family members of that family, of that business. This is the hard part for a lot of people to understand, because the easy part is to do everything that's empirical, whether it's legal, whether it's setting up a constitution, whether it's any of these aspects. These are the very simple way of getting things done, because it's very much a one, two, three setup. And of course, the easiest one is the investment side. I'm not saying the investments are easy. I'm saying that the setting up of the investment side is very easy. The hard part is the soft touch, which is to do with the education, which is to do with the medical, which is to do with the concierge service that a family would require for family members within a family office. This is something that has completely, I won't say completely, maybe the wrong word, but it's lost within the family office context. The focus usually is on the investment side, is on the hard side, and not on the soft side. Yet the most important aspect of having a family office is the soft side rather than the hard side. Because again, to be able to hire people, to be able to do the hard part, helping you with the constitution, helping you with the investment, that's readily available. But to be able to get to the point where you need to talk about what is required from the family office to help in travel arrangements. So simple things like this, travel arrangements. God forbid, a medical issue. What do you do with a medical issue? Somebody's house gets burnt down. What do you do with that? You have an unusual situation where you need help as a family member, and having the family office, their job is to ensure that that is covered for you. Now, how you set it up, that's up to every family, because some families want to have it very much cut and dry. You are given X allowance, you are given X travel per year, you're given. They can be very cut and dry. Or the other one could be saying, you know what, here's a fund that covers every aspect of every family member within a family, within this particular family, whatever the family may be, whoever the family may be, sorry. And they will then decide between them collectively what can be done and what shouldn't be done. So the softer side of that one would be the more closer the family members are knit together, the easier it is to go towards the softer side, because everyone's going to try to be nice and easy going with one another. But as the numbers increase, and usually we're talking about the third generation, fourth generation, if you get beyond that, then you really want to have the cut and dry, because that becomes, it's easy to be manipulated, it's easy to be abused if it's softer and easier in terms of who does what and how much each person should get. Some people have, in the case, and because in a family business, there might be family members who have no kids, and he or she doesn't benefit from all the issues that he would need to cover, or he or she would need to cover in his or her life. But another one might have 5 kids, in some cases 2 wives, in some cases 2 wives and a mistress, but hey, I forget the last part. But I'm just saying that you might have the different requirements. Each family members would have different requirements. And subsequently, because you have different requirements, you need to have harder rules, so that everyone knows what to expect, what is available for him or her, and what he or she has to cover themselves. If you have that, you have a good chance of having a long-lasting structure that will serve, and hopefully serve well, the family office. The family business, and subsequently the family members. That is the whole purpose of a family office. Now, like anything else, if you have the right people managing the family office, everything goes smoothly. If you have the wrong team managing the family office, you can see how it could be used to manipulate one against the other. And that's something people have to be very, very much aware of. We all are humans, and we all will try to do whatever is in our self-benefit. Some people are very selfless, which is great. And if you can find them, that's better. But most people have a tendency to be slightly bit selfish, all the way to really selfish. And when you have people who are selfless and are interested in keeping harmony and keeping things together, Those are the type of people you want to have running the family office. As I said, they don't necessarily have to be specialized in a certain business, whether it's the investment side, whether it's the constitution side, whether it's the family council side. They don't need to be specialized in that because they can hire people to specialize in these things. But what they need to be is the person who looks at the overall holistic view of how a family office works and functions, and they bring people on board to make sure that everybody benefits as much as he or she can or should at this point. Once you have that, you are able to see a family that will function, because most of the family problems happen because of a feeling of injustice. And the feeling of injustice happens because somebody gets more or gets less, or is given more or is given less. When you have that, you are going to see maybe one or two actions might not be the cause, but you keep on adding small, small, small drips of an injustice here, an injustice here, an added advantage here, an added advantage here. And very soon, it makes what is a small drop ends up being a puddle, and the puddle ends up being a river. And when that happens, you're literally not able, you will not be able to turn things back. Because no matter what you do, at one point in the person's head who had an injustice done to him or her will still think, yeah, but you still got more than I did. So that's the hard part. So if you can cut that off from the beginning by having the right team running the family office and understanding the family office is not just the investment arm, which is important. It's not just the setting up of the constitution, which is also important, which is not also the setting up of the legal side and the structure side, which is also important. But it's also the softer touch where people can benefit from having the economies of scale of being part of the family business. Family office plays a very significant part of the length and longevity of a family business. Most people who are first generation will not think along those lines, because at the end of the day, it's a decision he or she is going to make by him or herself. And if they're brothers or cousins together, again, they are meshed with one another. They've experienced the same thing altogether. They don't have an issue. As you get to the second generation, it becomes a slightly bit more messier. When you have the third generation, where there is no, I don't want to use the word respect, but rather care for one another, and everyone's looking out for his or on her side of the family, this is when you can start seeing the splits really start to take form. If you're lucky to get the fourth and fifth, again, the more you have harder rules set and it's clear, and then you ensure that those rules are not applied haphazardly but applied all the time, then you will have a good chance of having a very good family office that functions and helps keep the family growing. This is something a lot of families forget about. This is something a lot of families don't consider. This is something that families think after the fact. So if you're going to set up your family business, and you have started your family business and you are successful in your family business, I would strongly suggest you set up a family office. And in that family office, the structure should be something that suits you, but also gives the flexibility to allow the next generation to make it work for them. The more you are direct and open in terms of what you want, and they understand, the next generation understands that, and the managers of the family office understand that, the more likely you'll have a successful family office. And that's what I wish for you all. Thank you.